hot girls, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast, sister. So y'all, today, first of all, energy check. I hope y'all are feeling good. I hope y'all are pouring into yourself. I hope y'all are doing the things y'all like to do with the people y'all like to do them with. All right, so today I want to talk to y'all about seeing yourself in a different light. I feel like lately I've been on a high. I've been saying that since my birthday, I'm not even gonna lie, and I just feel like most of that had to do with me seeing myself in a different light. Like, I always felt like I know I'm gonna stand out, so I have to stand in, if that makes sense. So it's like, I know I'm gonna be the outcast, so I want to blend in a little more, as opposed to leaning more into my outcastness and just doing whatever the fuck I want to do. Honestly, the biggest thing I would say for how to start seeing yourself in a different light, or how to start viewing yourself differently, would be to show up different. That's literally the answer, bro. That's literally the answer. Instead of shying away when people compliment you, you are, oh, thank you. Accept the compliment and receive the compliment. Before, I used to be like, oh, stop, I'm trying. Like, no, bitch, I got it. Like, like, sometimes you just gotta big up yourself a little, you know what I'm saying? Like, not even on no cocky stuff, but it's like, bro, sometimes you need to let yourself know, like, bro, like, I don't even need no words, like, come on now. Honestly, I feel like this was a little uncomfortable for me, just because I always felt like it wasn't humble to know who you are, to know your power, to be confident, to be bold, to be badass. And it's so crazy because I saw a clip the other day talking about this, where it was like, the only people who don't want to see you confident is people who lack confidence. And it's really just like, what? Just like the same way the only people who want to badmouth you for trying, or badmouth you for showing effort or failing in public, are the people who aren't really doing shit. Being in an environment like that, where people are talking down at you, talking down to you, making you feel small for having big dreams and big plans, or making you feel small because your vision didn't pan out yet, or, you know, things didn't come to fruition yet. That's not the environment that you want to be in, and that also plays a part in you believing in yourself and believing in your light. So going back to my point, I'm just like, I used to think that it would come across as bragging, and I didn't want anybody to feel like I was better than them. Now I'm learning, like, I don't have to be better than somebody. I don't have to be better than somebody, but I am better than certain shit. There's a difference. It's like, it's certain things that I know for a fact I should not be accepting. There are certain things I know for a fact that I shouldn't be entertaining. Like, please, let's be so for real. For me, it was like a light bulb went off, and it's like, bro, when are you really just gonna say no? Like, I don't want that. I'm not entertaining that. I don't give a fuck about none of what you're talking about. And right now, I just feel like I have such tunnel vision that is scary. Because it's like, I don't see nothing but me. And this is what I wanted for so long. Like, I'm just honed in. It's me, my goals, my vision. It's me and me. And the reason why I feel like I'm actually in this space now is because I responded different. This is how we got here. The response was different. Instead of crying, oh, woe is me, I didn't get as many views on my last episode, I didn't get a video, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, what can I do different? My questions that I ask myself every time is, what can I do different? What can I do better? How can I make my videos more engaging? How can I improve? How can I make somebody want to continue to stay or continue to come back? Or how can I intrigue new viewers? If I hadn't responded differently, I would have been in the same situation. I would have had the same mindset, the same results. Like, at this point, what are we doing, sis? That answer is going to be reiterated a few times, because I wrote it like 12 times in my show notes. Don't judge me, okay? It shows up in a lot of areas. But one of the questions that I have in my show notes is how to start seeing yourself in a new light when you're clouded by people who only see you in one manner, or people who don't believe in you. First thing that's not on here, I'm gonna say, is get yourself away from those people. I don't care if it's a boss. Maybe you have to take a little time and find a new job. Maybe you have to find some techniques within yourself that you counteract with that. So I know for me, when I'm feeling burnt out and I'm feeling drained, I'm like, okay, I need to take 5 minutes. I need to step away. Or when I come home, I just rest. I don't really push myself to do too much. The next thing I have that you can do is to start loving yourself where you are. I get the entire message of becoming someone new, embracing newness, embracing curiosity. I love all of that. Yes, but I feel like on this journey there is constant death and rebirth. Now, when I say that, I mean you are constantly shedding layers and embracing new things, right? Constantly shedding layers like a snake and embracing new skin. And part of that has to do with loving yourself where you are. Maybe you don't like to go out anymore, but you still like to do some fun things around the house, or you still like to do some fun, small, intimate things. Loving yourself where you are. Treat yourself to some intimate things, right? Maybe you don't really want to date and you want to enjoy your solitude. Love yourself where you are. Start doing things to embrace your solitude. Start nourishing yourself at that phase. And one thing I wrote on here was to love yourself wholeheartedly, and I mean quirks, flaws, and all. The things that we can't change, that we don't really like, we should learn to love. One thing I always struggled with was loving my body when I was younger, only because I was always the chunkier girl, and everybody wanted to be besties with the chunky girl, but nobody really wanted to be the boyfriend of the chunky girl, and that little guy that had me in my feelings right then. Now I'm like, girl, I love everything about me. Like, I love my shape. I love the fact that I got thick thighs. I love the fact that I'm tall enough, but I'm still short. You know what I'm saying? Like, just learning to love certain things about yourself is really important to your growth, especially the things that you, I mean, that's, I can't really say that because that's something that's changeable, but I feel like I've been thick my entire life. I ain't even gonna hold you. So learning to love that was something that I had to do. Another thing is like your insecurities. I've always said this, but hear me out. Your insecurities didn't become insecurities until somebody told you something was wrong with you. Like, one thing I really hate about growing up, I feel like when we were younger, we didn't see color, we didn't see size, we didn't see race, we didn't see none of that, right? The world obviously molds you into start seeing, oh, her nose is too big, her nose is too small, her lips are too full, she has no lips. It starts pointing out things for you to look for that are quote unquote wrong, but who deemed them wrong? Society? Please. Who the fuck is society? Now, I'm not gonna say that you might not have some inner work to do, but as far as like appearances, like if you really love yourself, girl, fuck the world. You know what I'm saying? I had a time where I had to sit down and reflect on like where these insecurities came from. And it's like, bro, childhood. But while I was a child, I'm like, bro, I didn't see none of this before I went to school. I didn't see none of this before I got around certain kids who started bullying people for no reason. I feel like I still am. Just working on getting back to that space where it's like, no, bro, you can't tell me nothing about me. Like, I love myself. You know, and I feel like I do love myself. I feel like there's always more love to be given. You feel me? But I feel like I'm just at a space where it's like, I'm really embracing who I am, how I operate, you know what I'm saying, what I bring to the table, all of that. Now, this is the same tip, y'all. Going back to change, though, because I do know that when you love yourself, you do want to change some things for the betterment of yourself. One thing I do want to note with this is that I want us to start loving ourselves into change, as opposed to bullying ourselves into change. I bet you don't even realize how much you sound like the third grade bully that harassed you. I bet you don't, but I'm here to tell you to check yourself. Okay, when you love yourself into change, you're gentle, you're taking your time. It's okay if you miss a day at the gym, that's fine. I said whoop-de-doo. I wasn't trying to say that. We'll do it again, we'll try again tomorrow, we'll be better tomorrow. It's okay, as long as we stretch. Can we get a stretch in? Can we get a yoga session in? Can we do a guided YouTube meditation? Can we do something to, you know, fill that void of the fact that we didn't go to the gym? And I just really want us to start loving ourselves through these changes. Like, change is gonna happen regardless. We want these changes, we want them for the betterment of ourselves. Yes, 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 all tea. But when we bully ourselves, when we're mean to ourselves, like, girl, I know I don't need another piece of cake, girl, I don't, all of that is unnecessary, respectfully. Maybe I want a little more cake than usual, but that's okay. That's today. I'll work it off tomorrow. Talk to yourself sweet like you talk to that man on the phone when you're trying to get him to buy you something. Thank you. My next tip, y'all, will be to respond differently. I told y'all this was coming up again, responding differently. I feel like when you decide to change, the ultimate test happens. And that is when situations that you used to react horribly to come back. Okay, they resurface, maybe in a different manner, but they do resurface. And what happens? You need to respond differently. Okay, so you cannot lash out, crash out. Okay, you cannot say, I don't mind going to jail, I don't need it. You cannot say, F this, F y'all, F it all. You need to respond how the new you will respond. Sometimes it's like, okay, I'm gonna pray for you, I'm gonna walk away because I feel like doing something, but I'm gonna pray for you. Sometimes it's, I don't have the capacity to have this conversation right now. I'm gonna catch up with you in about 20 minutes or in about 24 hours if you're really that heated. Responding differently, knowing your limits, knowing your capacity. I feel like when you start to learn yourself, you'll start to feel, okay, the anger in me is rising. I gotta go. Me, I feel like, granted, I feel like I'm very self-aware, but I also feel like there's moments where people just need to, I just need to air it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still learning. God's still working on me. That's everybody's favorite response after they crash out. God's still working on me. He know my heart. When you start to build up that self-awareness, when you start to check yourself, when you start to look inward and listen to the signals that your body is giving you when things are tensing up, you'll be grateful you took that 5 minutes away or that 10 minutes or you slept on it. You know, because now I could actually have a level conversation with you. Now I could possibly see things from your perspective, but I could calmly get you to understand mine. My response to everything was just lash out, crash out, leave. You know, I was fight or flight. We was either fighting or we was flighting. Like, there was no in between. And I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm seeing the importance of communication in relationships. And it's just like, we could have talked that out. Like, we didn't have to do all of this. We could have had a conversation. So yeah, that's just a big thing for me. That's really why I stress it and reiterate it to y'all so much. Now, the next thing I want you to do when you want to start seeing yourself different is start trying different things. I always push for y'all to try different things because different crafts bring, or at least me, different crafts bring out different sides of you. A lot of women, I feel like, are tapping into their softer feminine side, and I feel like not softer crafts, but like crafts are doing that because you're just in your whimsical energy, you're in your creative energy, you're able to just flow and fly and express and, you know, just do all of the things. And I don't know why I love using my hands, but it's just like you're able to express yourself in that manner. And that's one thing I love about creating. I feel like when I'm creating, I'm just light, I'm free. A lot of times the words escape me, right? So I use creativity as an outlet. Before, it was just an opportunity for me to express myself in this manner, but as of late, it's been more so I'm doing this craft, I'm taking time away from my thoughts, and then I come back and now I'm at ground zero. So I can actually hear what's going on in here and process correctly and basically get like my take on things, like where I stand with certain things, and it helps me gain a lot of clarity. So I vouch for everyone to tap into creativity. I'll even throw some out there, as a matter of fact. Y'all know I love pottery. The sip and paints are my thing. If you need one, if you need a suggestion, I can put the studio on the screen that I went to. Another thing would be they have flower arrangement classes. There's so many things to find, but I'm not giving y'all my whole list of solo dates because I just found hella solo dates. Y'all gotta wait till I see. Y'all gotta wait till y'all see me do them. Something that's out of my comfort zone that I wanted to do was archery. I feel like that was just an easy way to like get some, not even get some anger out, but like, you know, channel that a little bit. And then one place I really want to go to is the break bar. I cannot wait to go to the break bar and break some shit. Like, woo! Another thing I want to say that is an important part that probably should have came first is actually doing the inner work to become a different person. Because you could consistently do all of these things and literally not make any progress because you don't wholeheartedly see or believe that you're changing. Some things I would suggest that you do are journaling. I feel like when you go through your old journals and you read like what you used to stress about, what you used to feel like you couldn't overcome, what you used to cry about, what you used to pray about. I didn't even do it to my glasses, but like when I went through some of my old journals, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, girl, this don't even faze me no more. You know, like, hello growth, hello evolution. Who is she? That's my favorite question to ask. Who is she? She is me. T. Okay, it starts with you, girl. Listen, scribe who you want to be. If you want to manifest, I don't even really like taking this route. I don't like having this conversation, but write down the woman that you want to become, the woman that you see yourself as 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Read it to yourself. How can you start implementing some of those habits today? Simple, right? And before you know it, it's like you're already that person. you're already walking in it. Maybe the physical has yet to catch up, but you're already walking in it. You're already in that career. You're already making that amount of money. You're already surrounded by your soul tribe. You're already with the love of your life. Before you know it, like, hello, we love it. It really all starts with you. And I want us to understand the power that we have. Like, you can literally speak life into yourself. Y'all know I talk about affirmations. I often see a lot of people saying that affirmations don't work. You can't use affirmations one time and expect them to heal years of conditioning. There needs to be something that's in your repertoire. Even if you listen to them on, there's a podcast that does affirmations for you. There's YouTube videos that do affirmations for you, and it's called Habits of a Goddess, right? I don't know if that's what she's doing now. I haven't listened to it in God knows how long, but she has affirmations. She has Get Ready With Me, Set Healthy Boundaries. She has mirror work. Watch the video below. She has a whole bunch of things on here available to us for us to use. At first it started off as affirmations, then it was little stories with affirmations. Oh, Slay Girl Slay by Ashley Legs. I feel like I've talked about that a few times. She's another podcaster who I can listen to faithfully, and I actually listened to her episode recently because I needed to hear that. Focusing on your own assignment. That's actually why we're here today. And then Self-Care and Chill with Mommy was really one of the first podcasts I ever found, and I was going through a toxic relationship at the time, and I just feel like she had what I needed, and this was a really good find. So so I was in a relationship. You can see based on the episodes that I was listening to that I was going through something. But no, seriously though, these are just like some gems. You can listen to podcasts, you can speak affirmations, you can find them on YouTube. They have affirmation videos, they even have frequency videos. There's so many opportunities to pour into yourself in a different way, and you never know what might help you. Another thing that's been helping me is listening to jazz music, getting back to my roots. Okay, I don't do it as often, but I know for a fact when I have jazz music on, I am guaranteed to focus. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I think it takes me back to middle school, because I feel like I had so much discipline in middle school because of my band teacher. I feel like we were just disciplined to the T. Like, we were doing good in all our classes, we were doing good in his class, we were traveling the world playing music, like we were doing our big one. So I feel like it kind of takes me back to that, where it's like, lock the fuck in. But yeah, y'all, I say all that to say, again, it all starts with you, sister. Okay, so what are you gonna do? Are you gonna continue to pour into yourself and learn this new version of you and nourish this new version of you, or are you gonna be the same person doing the same things, living an unhappy, unfulfilling life? Maybe it's happy, but maybe it's unfulfilling. Listen, who would I be if I didn't give y'all the real, the raw, the uncut? I wouldn't be your real friend if I didn't do that. Okay, so I love y'all. Okay, I can't wait to see y'all in the next episode. Don't forget that hot girls need healing too, but that's okay, because that's what we're here for. Stay beautiful, stay blessed. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye.